Hey, everybody, welcome in. Welcome in. Thanks for coming into another episode. I think episode 69 of Banter with Will. Hold on. Take care. Uh, this should be muted, but okay, it's muted now. Thanks for being in here. No more rookie mistakes. Uh, Today, we're going to be talking about my experience on MSC Magnifica. You know how here lately I've been liking the MSC. So coming up after the introduction, we will begin the conversation. All right. Welcome to Detroit. You're going to get tired of hearing about me in Detroit. My Lions are playing. The Tigers, believe it or not, are in the playoffs. They just won their first round. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about Detroit a lot here coming up on YouTube. But thanks for coming in, everybody. I appreciate it. And let me run down the chat real quick. Jared Talks, welcome in. Appreciate you being in here. Let me start this. I try to wait a few minutes before I start to go live on Instagram. So you got Cruise Nuts in the house. Welcome in, Cruise Nuts. Appreciate you being in here. Appreciate you being in here. And TJ's Destination, welcome in. Carnival Cruise Addicts, welcome in. Carnival Cruise Addicts. They just dropped a video today. Make sure you go check it out. I was over there watching it. I liked it. I was on watching on my TV, so I wasn't able to leave a comment, but I'm gonna go back and leave a comment on it. But great video as always. Nancy B, the Scratcher. Nancy, I hope you're doing well. Nancy, I see you around on the internets and on Facebook. So I'm glad it seems like you're doing well. Keep getting better. Janice J Creates, welcome in, welcome in. Keisha is in the house and present. Welcome in, Keisha. Nicole Sykes, hello, welcome in. And I believe I'm down at the bottom. All right, everybody. Coming in here, you should have seen a poll. And basically, it was asking whether or not you follow me on TikTok. Yes, of course you do. No. I want to know why not. And no, but as soon as this live is over, I'm gonna go subscribe to him on TikTok. I am going to. I'm trying to start to drop more content on TikTok, more shorter content as far as like 30 seconds to a minute long on TikTok and Facebook, and also on YouTube. Trying to make it easy. I'm not doing Vlogtober or whatever that is. It may seem like it because I do have a few things planned for the next or scheduled for the next couple of days. So no, I'm not doing Vlogtober. And then next week I'm still going to do Banter with Bill next week. I am going to be on location though. Wednesday, Scott and I, we do the Cruise Talk live. I believe we're going to plan to go live. However, I will be in Seattle boarding the Carnival Spirit for a 16-day Panama Canal cruise. So I'm going to try, as much as that the internet cost me for that trip, I'm going to try to go live every day. I'm going to do something every day because it's like for 16 days, I think it came to $340-ish. So quite a bit. Keisha, cooking. So big collective hello and hug. All right, Keisha. All right. Everybody's still saying hi. Today, we are going to be talking about MSC Magnifica. And I was lucky enough to where I didn't know it ahead of time, but Elisa was on the same ship. So we were able to hang out for a little bit, and he had somebody to bounce ideals off of. It was a pleasant surprise. I'm going to start with my pre-cruise. First of all, MSC is not it's not very difficult to. It's different, but it's not very difficult to manage. And they're like in the 21st century, so when I check in, I can do it on my phone. The problem I have checking in, and it seems to be just me. I just went to the Secretary of State, and they had the same problem. When I try to take a selfie, the camera can't capture all this handsomeness. So when I'm taking MSC, you have to take a selfie as part of your profile. I can never do it. My son can do it. Everybody else can do it. No problem. I went to the Secretary of State yesterday to get my real ID. You know how you say you use your ID to fly and stuff like that. I never had one. I had passports. So I didn't worry about it. But anyway, I went to the Secretary of State. They couldn't take my picture. So I guess I broke another camera. But they finally got it to work. They finally got a picture. I finally got the a selfie. Matter of fact, I think, oh boy, I might have did it with my son's iPhone because I have an Android, and I kept trying. He kept trying with my phone. We just couldn't do it. So whatever's going on there about the picture, MSC, Secretary of State of Michigan, they have a problem taking my picture. So Keisha, yep, that's it. Handsome beer daddy overload. Handsome beer daddy overload. Thank you, Keisha. I need to go. I gotta go have it trimmed up too. For I don't know. Maybe I will for this cruise because it's getting kind of raggedy. So anyway, it's easy peasy to sign up for MSC, and it was a 4-day cruise. I had a rate. I'm a travel advisor, so I had a rate that was I couldn't beat for balcony. But Elisa, who is not a travel agent, 4-day cruise, she got a solo cabin. Well, it's a regular cabin, but she was solo in the cabin. And I believe her price was like 116, let's say under 120 for 4 days. People, when I tell you MSC, the prices, not every cruise, not every one, not, but when you look around for some deals, they do it right. And it's one of the only company out there that is privately owned. So they get a lot of business from the shipping business. MSC is a big shipping company, ships everywhere, shipping. So they they're not beholden to stockholders. So they're not trying to squeeze every dime out of you. I mean, when you start looking at what they're doing on NCL, and when you start seeing what they're doing on Carnival, as far as some of these deals that they were giving out, uh, you can see that they're starting to nickel and dime everybody. Let's see who's Antoinette. Welcome in, Antoinette. She knows what I'm talking about. She knows MSC. Janice J creates. I was on MSC Maravilla at the same time in Bermuda. Interesting to see comparison. The Maravilla was one of my favorite ships. I love the ship. I mean, it's certain things. It's certain things that I like. The first thing I like is calmness. I don't like a lot of arguing and fighting and just people being loud for no reason. I don't mind having a good time, a good sell-away party, but I'm just talking, yelling at each other, mad and just going off. And a lot of times when you see and I'm gonna go Carnival, but even like Royal, I mean, saw some things on Allure, a 3-day, 4-day cruise that I just didn't understand. And I keep saying I'm gonna do the topic one of these days, as far as why some of these ships just seem to have a problem. And I alcohol is a problem, but I think there's more to it than that. So one of these days I'm gonna get there. But Maravilla, I think, was a beautiful ship. I think it compared to an Oasis class ship from Royal. It didn't have the Aqua show, didn't have the rock climbing wall, but it had other things, and the um, the dome where they had like the video screen above your head, like Fremont Street. If you ever been to Las Vegas, um, it was one of my favorite ships. It's right at the top, and the prices is great compared to any other of these other ones. The prices, you can't beat the price. So I love it, and I think most people that will try it will love it also. Scott is in the house. Welcome in, Scott. Appreciate you being in here. I haven't pinned it up. Scott, hold on. Let me see. Scott, you are a moderator. Drop your link to Thirsty Thursday so I can pin it to the top. Yeah, I was running behind and trying to do something else. And I'm always running late. But drop it so I can pin it to the top. Right after this show, we're going to go over to Thirsty Thursday with Jimmy and Scott. Law Jones is in the house. The difference is in the captains. As far as what? As far as the Maravilla and Magnifica? Clock, welcome in. Mike, appreciate you being in here. Yes, a beautiful ship. I mean, yes. Speaking of the captain, Scott says he's here. Are you the real captain? Everybody saying hello. We need an MSC ship in California. It's coming. It's coming slowly but surely. They are working their European market. There are tons of ship European market, and they're bringing more and more ships over here, or they're trying to. World America is coming out, I believe, in April of next year. But I think that's one of the things that turns a lot of people off in the United States. And I have to admit, not on this particular ship that I went on, but the one I just went on, Seashore, they cater to a lot of Europeans. So one of the theater shows, they had like songs from plays and things like that, and a lot of it was in French or Italian. So they sung the songs. You recognize the songs, but I mean, you're just not used to hearing it in the native language. And I think for a lot of us from the United States, that turns us off. And when people come from Europe, when people come from Latin America, when people come from Asia, they're used to MSC. Oh, I see, Long Jones. I'm gonna get down to that. They're used to MSC. We're not, but they are. I mean, I think MSC probably only goes out of 2 or 3 ports here in the United States. But they're when you go worldwide, people know MSC worldwide. So with that being said, when a lot of people that are from Asia, Latin America, Europe, they come over here and they see an MSC ship, good price, they jump on it. So that creates a lot of non English speaking people on the ship. And I really do think that turns a lot of people off in the United States. And for me, I, to me, we're all there having fun, and I managed to communicate with everybody there most of the time. Some of our beliefs are a little bit different, but it's all good. And not once have I seen. I've only been on 4 cruises. People upset, people yelling, screaming. Uh, people try to work together to understand, because even the crew, you'll run into people that don't speak English. But all that doesn't mean to get mad. That just means to go to the next person, and they'll help you with your problem. So, uh, never had a problem. But I think that's why a lot of people in the United States don't like their ship. You don't see the security. The security is there, but you don't see them as prevalent as you do on a lot of ships in the United States. Which, I mean, they have to watch out for. You have to be careful with that. But you always have to be prepared. If you stay prepared, you don't have to get prepared. So they have to watch. They have to watch out for that. Law Jones, the master of the ship decides just how much foolishness or play he will allow. Yeah, no, I mean, that's throwing them off the ship. Law. If you want to know a secret about MSC, take a look at the Miami port. What's the secret about? I just went out of Miami. What's the secret? I'm lost there, and I'm going to get to that in a couple of seconds. I'm curious, Law. What's the secret in Miami? Because I just went out. I just went out of the port in Miami on Magnifica, and it was the easiest boarding process that I ever had, ever. And I've had some pretty easy boarding processes, and I don't have any status on this ship. I forget what time I was supposed to be there, about noon. I got there a little early because the hotel's kicking me out, and I get there. I see 2 or 3 people dropping off bags with the porters. Like cars dropping bags off with the porter. I don't see any cars. I don't see like people getting off the ship and leaving. And it's about 10:30. I'm like, man, that's kind of strange. And then I go inside the terminal, and the terminal is huge. I mean, it's big. There's, I don't know, no more than 8 customers in there. There's more employees than customers. So I go to an employee. I mean, what happened? What's going on? Why isn't anybody in here? Oh no, we're just boarding the ship. No, nothing's going on. And I couldn't believe how empty it was. I literally, if I started at 10:30, by 10:15, I was on the ship as fast as I had to go show my passport. They checked it, checked my picture, sent me on my way. As fast as I could walk to get onto the ship, I was on the ship, and it was empty. Matter of fact, if you checked one of my lives, I couldn't believe how empty it was, because it was like there's nobody in the pool. I mean, there was like nobody on the Lido deck. It was, I mean, it was just, to me, just strange. It was the easiest embarkation I've ever had. Carnival Cruising. I can't wait to try MSC. I think I'm going on World America next year. I want to try to go on World America. That's my plan. I always wanted to go on Taste, Try, and Travels, Beth and Chris group cruise. Are they doing it on MSC? Because I think Island Time, not to push Island Time, but Island Time has a live group cruise going. Ken goes cruising. Bill just dropped in to say hi. MSC is quite different compared to what we're used to over here in the States. Ken goes cruising just dropped in to say hi. It is different again, selling from the UK. I may want to try to fly over there one of these days. I still, Ken, I think they're having a group cruise. There's so much I want to do. I have so many cruises booked. It's not even funny. With what you just said about MSC, it might be hard to sell out of California. It's a different beast out here on the West Coast. I hear my phone going off. I don't know where it's at. I won't worry about it now. No, I don't know. I've been out of New York and I've been out of Miami, and I don't. I think California is more laid back. Yes, they pretty much only sell MSC, kind of sort of like us with Carnival. Yeah, I I can see why. They're super cool people. Like you, Bill. Oh, this is Scott so sweet. Scott, I'm sorry. Did you drop your link or did I miss it? There you go. You dropped it. Let me hold on. I gotta go to YouTube side to put it up there. There we go. Pin the message. You gotta, that squirrel in my head that keeps running around. You gotta tap them every now and then to keep them alert. Okay, it should be pinned at the top. Yes. Okay. But I will say this, and to me, they have a good sell away party, and they do the wobble and all that other stuff. But you'll hear a lot more Latin music. You'll hear a lot more Latin music on these cruise ships. Let me make sure I've caught up on everybody. Janice J. I had everybody about 700 Asians, maybe 200 Indians out of Brooklyn, a zoo, a small port. When I was there, it was tougher, and they did hold me in the like the bullpen area where waiting to call your group. So I had to wait longer there. It was me. It wasn't bad. I kind of walked in. They checked my ID and things like that, and I checked in okay. But they didn't just let me board the ship like a lot of these other ships are doing now, Janice. But there are a ton of people, and when you get in line, the first thing that dawned on me was because I like to eavesdrop on people. Nobody's speaking English, and I'm like, man, I can't. What are they saying? I can't understand it. It's hard to eavesdrop when you can't understand what. Okay, I'm kind of kidding, sort of, kind of, not really, but it becomes real obvious, and I mean, I know some people may think that's a sign of disrespect, but they may not. Just may not understand you. So just bring your patience. The sellaway parties are good to me, in my opinion. A little different, but good. Not as crowded as Carnival. Um, Carnival is more of a party atmosphere. Royal is getting like that, a party atmosphere. MSC was more like a celebration. I mean, you could walk around without being shoulder to shoulder. I mean, so you could, if you went to the dance floor, yeah, it'd be crowded. But if you could walk around on the upper decks and around the Lido deck, you can get through. Not like Carnival, and not how Royal is. Royal, like Utopia. I mean, they have like two pools down on the main on the where the party is, and it's like just tough getting around that area. Um, but anywho, I really enjoyed it. But so check-in was fine, the room was fine. They actually got the muster drill right. When I first went on there, they had everybody at 3:30. You had to go to your room, watch a video, and then after the video played, everybody at the same time had to go to the muster station and have their card scanned. You didn't have to stand up and wait, but you had, and it was Maryville, I believe. You had 4,000 people trying to get to the muster stations, and they weren't using elevators. They're going down the steps. Some elderly people were passing out. It was bad. It was one of the worst embarkation. I'm sorry, muster drills that I've ever dealt with. But now, as soon as you get on the ship, you can go to your muster station and just have your card scanned. They said that your card won't work until you get it scanned. How true that is, I don't know, because it was like an hour before all on board was being called, and they were still trying to get 6, 7, 800 people to go down and have their card scanned. So I can't imagine that many people were trying to do without drinks, um, because they couldn't use their card. But I mean, it's easy, and you just go down there. As soon as you get on, scan your card. You can't go to your room, and that was one of the things that you couldn't go to your room. And normally it's like 1:30. It was closer to 3 o'clock before our rooms were actually ready. You can go there and drop things off, and that's anybody. You don't have to have any status. You can go there and drop your bags off, but they didn't want you. They didn't want you sticking around. Will G, welcome in, welcome in. Appreciate you coming in. What was that? Evening. I've been lurking. Thank you so much. Scrolls Nest, welcome in. Randy, Butt Files, thank you for being here. Scott, thank you so much. Scott, you didn't have to. I keep telling you, you don't have to, Scott, but I appreciate it. And I'm going to tell you what fund it's going to, because I did have a problem on this ship, but I'm going to say that towards the end. Let's see, Scott. Let me see. Scott, I'm gonna have you make me up some of these what's the name, super chats.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the money. Money.
Thank you, Scott. Even though I'm gonna have like 16 days, I guess I could figure out how to throw a couple together in 16 days. So maybe that's what I'll spend time doing. Everybody saying hello. Appreciate you guys. Yeah. Sure, put it on my tab. Put it on your tab. Kim, welcome in, Kim. Appreciate you being in here. One of the things, and we're gonna go to the cabin. The cabin was fine. This ship was built in 2009, so it's one of the older ones. Seashore and Meraviglia, those are some of the newer ships. They have some of the smallest bathrooms I've ever seen. They have some of the smallest bathrooms I've ever seen, and that would be like my one complaint with those two particular ships. Seascape, Seashore, Seaside, I think they're all like sister ships. So yeah, they have a problem with the size of the bathrooms. But this one, for whatever reason, and probably has something to do with coming from Europe, they don't believe in a lot of times they don't believe in giving washcloths out when they make up when they make up the bathroom, when they put the towels in the hand towels in there. They don't believe in the washcloths, and that's not a problem. You can get them, but I had to call like guest services to have them delivered to my room. And Law Jones says it's European, and that's what I assumed. It was kind of a European type of thing. One thing about my cabin steward, I was on there for 4 days. I never saw him. I couldn't tell you who my cabin steward was. When I needed my washcloths, there was nobody in the hallway. I called down. I went someplace. I came back. They were there. Every time I got up, I saw nobody in the hallway. I would come back, and the cabin was made. 4 days, I never saw them. And they also have a turn down service. They would make my bed up in the morning, and I would come in there, and if I would take a nap or even just like lay across the bed or something, I would come back. My bed is turned down. I mean, if I used a towel or whatever, or the rug for the bath, not the rug, the towel you put on the floor in the bathroom, it's all brand new. So I mean, I don't know if they Scott, I saw that, Scott. I just skipped over it. Which for me, I don't need that, but it was nice to have. Only thing that was missing from like the old days, like a carnival, was some candy on the bed. Janice J. Washclaws. Right, you are. Yeah, it was just weird. I just thought that was weird. TJ, I probably should, TJ. I always bring my own. Not at the moment, Scott, but if you want, I'll keep you informed. Oh, hold on. Did I miss something? I don't think so. Man, I'm behind. I hate being left out of a good story. So with that being said, let's move up to the food, which there was something weird on this ship. Again, this is like 2009. The ship was built. It probably holds about 2,400 max capacity. Oh, I'm sorry, double capacity. Max capacity probably close to 3,000. When I say max capacity, it means that some cabins can hold more than 2 people. So that's how you get more than the double capacity. So let's say 2,400 people. I think I talked to security. They said there were about 2,000 people on the ship. So it wasn't it wasn't as crowded as it could be. So there wasn't a lot of people on it. Thank goodness. Um, the buffet didn't seem that crowded. Everybody there's like a main buffet right in the middle, and everybody gathers around that one main buffet. If you walk further towards the aft of the ship, the back of the ship, there's another buffet. There's hardly anybody back there. That's my secret, people. Don't tell everybody. If you go to that back aft, same food, back in the back, tables available, nobody around you. It was perfect. And that's what I did all the time. The food was decent. No hard hamburger buns. They had ketchup. Um, I know people complain about the food a lot on MSC. I don't see it. Matter of fact, I like this buffet better than I did Royals. You know, Royal. I'll give it to them on the first day. They had like the shrimp and lobster tail, I believe. I don't eat seafood, so it didn't mean anything to me. But I heard a lot of people, say, "Oh, well, can you believe the shrimp and lobster tail?" So, that was a big thing. But the rest of the time, I went there a couple of times. I was not very impressed with the food at um, on Royal. I think Carnival, because I'm a creature of habit, Carnival kind of like has all the foods that I like. Yeah. Law Jones. I went on Marivilia. They had no ketchup. Yes, I judged them for ketchup and hard buns. The hamburger bun that I could throw through glass. So yes, I did judge them on that. But I love the ship. I absolutely love the ship. That's the only thing that I really had a problem with them. Anywho, um, I enjoyed the food. Carnival, as I said, I'm a creature of habit. They have the food that I like, and I know what to expect. I know, and I guess maybe I'm just used to it. But I had no problem with the food on MSC. Uh, and the one thing that I will say is there's only one specialty restaurant on the ship. One, as far as specialty dining, and that was I didn't understand that they had an Oriental restaurant, no steakhouse, no seafood place, which you would think would have more, but they didn't. And I never went. I think Elisa went. Welcome in, Lazy Days. Hold on. I see you. Hold on. I saw you someplace. There you are. Welcome in, Lazy Days. Thanks for stopping by. Trish the Natural. Trish, welcome in. Welcome in. Appreciate you being in here. Yes. Stop, Scott. Stop. They had plenty of mustard. Have you tried to eat a hamburger with just mustard? Okay. Don't get me going. I'm still traumatized. Janice J. My only complaint is the only dining room and buffet are free. The other restaurants were an upcharge. Yes, they had like a taco place. I mean, I guess if you want to call that like an but see, it wasn't like, it just wasn't free. I'm sorry. I wouldn't consider it. They had a picture of El Loco Fresh or Blue Iguana. Well, they actually charge you for that, and it wasn't like a restaurant. So they only had the one restaurant, and that was the Asian. Bree and Juju, welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you guys coming in. Janet, no food complaints. The main dining room, it was fine. Everything worked out. Me and Lisa weren't sitting together, but we, went and talked to somebody. They set us together. The food was decent. It wasn't the best, but it was as good, if not better than Royal, and as good, if not better than Carnival. So when people, and I know we all have different experiences on cruise ships. So when people bash like MSC, I just don't see it. And I would be, if I saw it, I would be one of the first ones to complain about it. And I just don't see it. And because of my price point, I like them. They do have like the Yacht Club, which is an exclusive area where they have like their own restaurant, and Butler comes and if you go to a show, he takes you to the show with reserved seats, and you have your own swimming pool. And I'm not paying that kind of money for that. I will go down there with the regulars, and go down there and swim with them, get in the hot tub with them, and we'll talk about our previous Carnival cruises. Oh, I'm sorry. But one time I would like to try the Yacht Club. But a lot of them say they don't come out. But I think I still would come out. Will G says, looking forward for my first MSC cruise in April. Hopefully World America will be ready. I'm looking at the WA. I'm like, Armstrong Adventures? Yeah. Because that's kind of how I don't have it on. My old symbol used to be like a W, A, and the one line that I share with the A and the W. Anywho. I think with the new ship, I think you're going to like it. But I think the more the word gets out there with MSC, the more people are going to come in there. And you just, and this is going to go back to that topic I was telling you about why some ships seem to have more problems than others. I just hope people come on with the understanding that the ship line, they're trying to learn. They brought in on this ship, Dr. E, which used to be a Carnival cruise director. And that's probably what made it feel more like a Carnival ship, because he came on there and he did his show and he told his jokes and he led the sail away party. So it felt like just a regular ship, but for half the price. And I'm not talking casino deals either. Casinos, we're going to get into casinos in a couple of seconds. Main dining room, as I said, was fine. Nikki, welcome in. Nikki, I went on the Islander, Margaritaville Islander, and Nikki, I am not a picky person. The Islander was a Spirit class ship, basically. When I say Spirit class ship, like Carnival Spirit, Carnival Miracle, Carnival Pride, maybe those ships. Anyway, those are Spirit class ships. I think they did a good job. They had some problems. I went on the inaugural cruise, so they had a problem with the technology side of the ship that they need to correct. But I would go on it in a heartbeat. Matter of fact, I want to go on the Paradise. People talk about that's the worst ship out there, and I want to go on it myself. And if they keep the price right, you're telling me $99 for a 2-day trip. I'll pay $99 for a 2-day trip, with the expectation of I'm not expecting a whole lot. So yes, I would go on any ship. Really, Anna, welcome in. And I know I'm always feel like I'm butchering your name. Really, Anna. That's what I'm gonna call. Yes, that's what I'm gonna say. Welcome in. Appreciate you being in here, my friend. So yeah, I would definitely do Margaritaville again, especially with the right price. The problem that they have with me is, their price is kind of matching like MSC prices. If you look for the bargain. I mean, MSC in the holidays and busy times, it goes up in price, but I would rather go on an MSC. One of the things that I love about, well, let's go into entertainment. The entertainment, nobody can top Royal as far as their Oasis class ships and above. aqua shows and the ice skating rinks. Nobody can top that. I think they have the best entertainment at sea. But on the even like this ship right here, it had like some VR games, a little bowling alley. It had things for people to do, even though it was built from 2009. In 2009, you're probably looking at maybe the Dream Class for Carnival, and it's just like they seem to have more the music, the different venues. I'm not gonna say music venues, but the theaters that they had just seemed more modern, better laid out. They didn't have a lot of pillars in the middle of the floor. Like if you ever go on some of those older Carnival ships, I mean, half the seats are bad seats because you're sitting behind a pillar. They didn't seem to have that. They seem to be well laid out. A variety of entertainment as far as the type of music, but they play a lot of. They have a saxophone player that I really love, and he played like the jazz versions of a lot of songs, the Anita Baker songs and Luther Vandross songs, and now you have a sax version of that song, and I really enjoy. I could sit there and listen like something like that all day. I enjoy it better than the violins. I listen to the violins too on Carnival, but I could sit there and listen to the jazz all day long. But they had some country, they had some Latin songs, or venues. So they had a wide variety. They had a wide variety. Now they did do the country singers wrong because they had like a F1 like racing car. I think it's F1, and they put them on stage with the car right there. So it had like a TV monitor, an F1 car, and they were like standing on both sides of the F1. So they did them kind of. I think they did them kind of wrong. They weren't bad singers, but I think they did them wrong. Okay, if people, everybody, 21 people in here. If you have not, there's a poll question. Make sure you go over there and answer the poll question. Basically, it's asking whether or not you've subscribed to my TikTok. I'm about to go on a 16-day cruise, and I'm going to start doing more on TikTok. When I was on this last ship, the Sail-Away party, which is why I really didn't go live on the Sail-Away party. Elisa did, but I went live, but I went live on TikTok. I had 20 or 30,000 likes. I had at one time in the live, there were like 1,400 people in the live at one time. The thing is, can I get TikTok people to come to YouTube? I'm monetized on YouTube. TikTok, I haven't even really looked to see what it takes to get monetized. But there's a cruise community on TikTok that's I think is growing. And Kelman, we've seen Kelman around here at times. He's over there. There's a few of us over there. So I'm trying to build that up, and that's why I'm trying to get you guys to go and just follow me on there. On this particular cruise I have coming up, the 16-day Panama cruise, I am going to be going live probably every day on TikTok, even if only for 10 to 15 minutes. I don't have a balcony, so I won't be going live from my balcony. But follow me on TikTok. I'm on Instagram too, and Facebook, and all the other good stuff. But TikTok and YouTube is where I'm going to be going live mostly. Everybody saying hi, hello, good day. LF McKinley, welcome in. Mommy Millionaire, Ava and Aiden says hi. Hey, Ava. Hey, Aiden. Ava and Aiden, when is your next cruise? Are you guys gold yet? Hold on. Oh, no. Oh, I talked so much about it. Jennifer, plug the kids' ears. That I think my daughter's gonna take the kids on an MSC cruise coming up. Shh. Don't tell my grandkids. Okay, that between us. But I think see when she gets on the ship, even though this wasn't the most kid friendliest ship, it's older. They didn't have the water area that like the seashore had and things like that. But I think there's enough to do on that ship to keep the kids occupied. And when you get to their private island, a lot of times they spend the night there. So that means the kids can have, I know, right, Nikki? the kids are gonna, if the kids ever go to that private island, you go there, you get there about noon, you spend the day there at the beach, bonfire, party on the beach that night. You wake up the next morning, you're still there. You get up and go to the beach and have the buffet on the beach. They do it right. I'm telling you, people. Clock family is in here. So, he said something. I saw it. Clock, I saw it. I think you need 10,000 subs to get monetized. Yeah, 10,000. I got 1,000. I got 1,100 maybe. I might work on it. I might work on it. And I don't know how many views. Sorry, Bill. I don't TikTok. I am surprised at YouTube. Law Jones, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I do it just to do it, but and like TikTok, I flick through it. I couldn't tell you who I'm watching. I'm just flicking through it so fast. So I'm assuming it's going to be the same way, and that's why I really don't expect to have a crossover. But hey, you never know. You might be the first. Everybody saying hi. Scratch and Pete. If I didn't say hi, welcome in, Scratch and Pete. Okay, I'm caught up. So entertainment, the shows. The first show was like Legends of Rock. I didn't like it. I mean, it was very simple. It was very simple. Nothing new to it. The same old rock song that you hear on every ship. The background wasn't the greatest. To me, it looked like they didn't put any money into the production. But after that, it picked up. So that particular show wasn't the best, but then they had a couple ones, and it had like Cameo, which was songs from different musicals, and they had another one that I think it was something else, but it got better. The shows got better, and I enjoyed it. And in the beginning of the shows, you had Dr. E coming out, and he did his little thing. Clock. Yeah, see, well, Clock and I, we went on, Mike Clock and I, we went on, matter of fact, Clock, have you started putting out videos from the Utopia? Mike Clock just did a group cruise. So Mike, you need to get those videos out. He did. I was there too. I don't have my videos out either, but go check out Mike Clock's family adventure. But yeah, we both went on Marivilia at the same time out in New York. And the bathroom, if you're over like 5'8", the bathroom is too small. And he got it. And he said maybe a little more organized buffet. Mike, when we first went on it, I thought the same thing. As I went on more of those ships, I understood the layout better. And it's like they have them like a lot of them have them like one long line. And it's okay to cut the line. If somebody's down at the very beginning, it's okay to go, 2 stations down and get something. I'm a regimented type of person. Here's a line, get in the line, everybody wait the turn. It's not quite like that. And they actually have dishes in between the stations. So I don't think they expect you to wait, which becomes a problem when European versus US, where wait your turn, get back there. And one person is taking their time. The whole buffet, let's say, is 30 yards long, 25 yards long, and one person is holding the line up. Are you really going to wait in line? So the more I do it, the more I understand it. And this particular cruise I went on, I sat back and watched it, and I understood it. Now, if somebody was right next to where I wanted to go, I let them go first. But if there's a big gap there, I would get there and just, if I wanted my chicken nuggets. Okay, I didn't get chicken nuggets. My Clock would do that. Anyway, I would just go ahead and get in line, and get them and go on about my way. And it wasn't bad. The ship wasn't full, but it worked. I think it worked out well. Everybody saying hi. We did the entertainment. Nothing's wrong with Nuggets. The pool area, they weren't too crowded, but they stayed busy. And even though it was hot, they kept the like the roof over your head. They have well, you can close the roof. It was like shut, so it's still real humid in there. But I mean, I guess if you're swimming and in the water, I guess it doesn't really matter. But just walking through is like, oh boy, this is tough to breathe in here. Oh, let me go back. Elisa pointed this one out. Dinner. They you get when you sit down, they fill your water up. They have bottled water. It's not sparkling water, but it's bottled water. And there's no ice. You know how Carnival they have like a carafe of water with ice in it. There's no ice. I don't mind room temperature water, but Lisa said no. She likes ice in her water, so I guess you could order a cup of ice or a glass of ice, and they would bring it to you. But that was one of the things that I didn't think much about, but she did, and maybe other people are the same way. Law Jones says, "Oops." Sometimes I'll ask the person in front of me if they mind if I go ahead. Yes. And like on Carnival, when you only have a couple of stops to go, this went on for 25 yards though. So the person in front of you, there may be, let's say, 10 yards to the next person. So it was easier just to walk around that person. Now, I mean, I'm not walking around the person, and if they're right there and going around them right next to them and get whatever they had. If it's that close, I don't do that. Mike, you're not supposed to take them off the other kiddie plates. They have like a kiddie buffet where the kids have their own like menu and stuff. They do things right, a little different, but it's right. Style stages. You didn't miss anything. We're just talking about not Maravilla, the Magnifica, and some of the things that I liked and some things that I didn't like. I really there's not many things that I didn't like about it. There's really not. Matter of fact, one of the things that I really do. Let me go here. Will G says Europeans don't use ice a lot, and I knew that when I went to Italy. I was at the airport and I went to go get like a soda or something, and it wasn't on ice. It wasn't like it. I'm like, what's this? Where's the cold ones at? Oh, we don't know. Anyway, I found out that way. They should have been quicker. We had buckets of ice in the dining room. Yeah, some people. There was one lady who came. She came like on second day or whatever in the main room, and she had ice delivered there. But she was chewing the ice. She wasn't like putting it in a drink. She was just chewing the ice. One of the things that I really enjoyed on this ship was, and if you go to, I think I did I don't know if I did a TikTok or a YouTube short, but they had a cigar lounge. And if you follow me at all, I like having my cigars, even though they're probably not good for me and things like that. But I had a good cigar lounge, and that's where I spent a lot of my time. And the employees in there, I mean, they were just the best. But I mean, it was actual cigar lounge. I mean, it was kind of like one you would see on land. And only thing that was missing, they didn't have TVs. But they had the bar inside, and actually, it was supposed to be for cigars only. But people came in there to smoke cigarettes because you had to go to the casino and be actively playing, or to the smoking area, which was like on the Lido deck. It was great. I absolutely loved it, and I would go back in a heartbeat. Matter of fact, if she goes on one, I would love to go, but I think I may be on another cruise at times that she might go on one. So, and I think I I think the kids would really love to have a beach day, then wake up and go back to the beach. I think the kids would absolutely love that if that ever happened. So, but if they go on like seashore, I think they would go crazy. They have like a rope course, and this is all the indoor like water area, but there's like a rope course with the cracking coming out and all that. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. People, don't forget to answer the poll question. I'm about to close this out. But hey, Rambling with the Brums, welcome in. Appreciate you being in here. Nick, yes, I loved it. And make sure you walk over to the lighthouse. You can't really, they have a shuttle. It's a big area, so it never really feels, to me, it never feels crowded. But make sure you walk over to the lighthouse area. It's beautiful over there. It's a bar. It's beautiful over there, and you get some really nice pictures of the ship. If you go onto my page, probably my Facebook page, you'll see me sitting in a big chair. That was just a perfect picture. That's one of my favorite pictures. The Meraviglia was easy to navigate. It was, it was. I mean, you go up to the promenade, then you go up one floor, and you have the shops and the bars and stuff like that up here, and you have the middle open so you can see the canopy, but the middle open, and you walk from side to side. And the other thing, and I know I'm just rambling on, but if you like the sports bar on the Jubilee, the Heroes Sports Bar, you'd be blown away by the sports bar on these ships. They have like a sports bar, but it's like a big dedicated sports bar, and they have like small personal spaces for people to watch a game. So like me and 3 or 4 of my buddies could get into our own personal booth and watch a game on our own TV. They have a big screen where you go out there with everybody else, but imagine having about 10 to 15 of those all around showing different games. They had all the games playing. It was absolutely one of the best experiences in the sports bar. And this is not just this ship. This was like on the other ships too. The best experience I ever had in the sports bar, as far as the number of TVs, the number of games that they showed. They literally went around asking you which game you wanted to watch, and came around and changed the channel if they had to. Scrolls Nest, Bill, do you remember when Carnival used to have the cigar bars? Yes, but Carnival, I mean, you used to be able to smoke on the balcony of your cabin, and that's when I loved it. I would go there. I would spend more time on my balcony than any place else, because I'd be out there smoking my cigar and doing what I do. Not anymore. Denise, Bill, get ready for work. Thank you for stopping by. Everybody saying hi. Is Nightbot working? Yeah, Nightbot's there. If you want to drop your, I know there's some new names in here, so if you want to drop your link, type #strong to drop your link. Let's see. Banners. Can I get that up there? Let me see. Type #strong to drop your link for those that are new here. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure if you like what you're hearing and want to come back and you want to follow me, because I'm 16 days. You're gonna get sick of me. 16 days. I'm going live, but not every day. But I bought the internet package, $340. I'm gonna get my money's worth. I'm gonna go live on YouTube. I'm going live on TikTok, maybe a little bit of Instagram. So make sure you're subscribed and have the notification bell hit. When we leave here, Najuma Brown, welcome in, Najuma. And thank you, all my members. Najuma, thank you for being a member. Controversial Cruising, and anybody else that I missed, I'm sorry. I should have. I'm a rookie. Yeah, I'm a rookie. But thank you guys for being members. I appreciate it. I'm gonna try to drop more content. Matter of fact, I'll probably go live one of these days for just the members only, and that way, if you have something that you want to talk about and it's not politically correct on this channel, but you want to talk about it anyway, or hey, what I really think about Carnival. I love Carnival. Let me stop that. I love Carnival. No matter what I say about MSC. East Coast have reached. They reached a deal. Good. It wasn't going to affect. It wasn't going to affect cruising, but it could affect a lot of other things in our lives. So I'm glad they finally reached a an agreement. I hated they had to go on strike to get the agreement. Meet and I, welcome up, Meet and I. Welcome in, welcome up, welcome in. Meet and I, because that was another one of my favorite cruises, was the Carnival Firenze, which I'm putting out now, which I Monday. Okay, it's 7:00. We gotta get ready to go over to Scott. Monday, I'm putting out a video. I have a couple of videos out from the Meet and I group cruise. Monday at 5 p.m. I have a video coming out, and it's going to be my time in Cabo. So make sure you go Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern time to check out that video. I am going to go probably live Wednesday, Cruise Talk Live with me and Scott, but I will be boarding the Carnival Spirit in Seattle at the time, 7 p.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Pacific time. And then Thursday, I will do a banter with Bill and talk about. I will talk about my first day on the Carnival Spirit. So I'm gonna do a banter with Bill from the ship, as long as as long as the internet is good. As long as the internet's good. Oh, it definitely could affect Christmas. Hey, Edna, welcome in. Appreciate you being in, Edna. Thanks so much. Okay, everybody. Let me close out this poll real quick. The poll was: are you going to subscribe to my TikTok channel? And 62% said yes, of course, it's a must. 28% said no. 10% said not yet, but will right after this. There's like 18% of there that said no, and only 28% said no, and only 10% said that no, but I'm going to do it. What's the other 18%? What's going on of the other 18%? Now, if you like it, go ahead and subscribe to that channel, but go check it out if you don't mind. At the top of the chat is the link for Controversial Cruising Thursdays. So let's leave here, go there, type a strong raid, as in warm, strong raid, and let them know that I sent you over there. I appreciate that. And with that being said, I'm getting ready to close this out. So make sure, people, you stay strong and embrace the journey. And I will talk to you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.